Have you ever wondered if witches are real, or just figments of our collective imagination? Let's embark on a journey through time and unravel the enigma of witches. The concept of witches has bewitched human minds since time immemorial. Our earliest records date back to the ancient civilizations of Egypt and Babylonia, where witches were painted as women with supernatural powers, often associated with healing and prophecy. These early depictions were not necessarily negative, but with the passage of time, the narrative around witches took a sinister turn. Fast forward to the Middle Ages in Europe, and witches were seen as malevolent beings in league with the devil. This period was marked by the infamous witch hunts, a grim chapter in our history. Thousands of people, predominantly women, were accused of witchcraft and met a tragic end. Across the pond, the Salem witch trials in the late 17th century echoed similar sentiments. Fear, superstition, and mass hysteria led to the persecution and execution of 20 individuals, once again mostly women. But why were women so often the target? Witches were often those who defied societal norms, who dared to be different. They were healers, midwives, or women who held knowledge that threatened the status quo. They were the women who dared to live on their own terms, in a world that wasn't ready to accept them. Yet witches weren't purely the product of fear and misunderstanding. Many cultures had belief systems that included magic and witchcraft as an integral part. The image of the witch, thus, is a complex amalgamation of fear, respect, misunderstanding, and the human fascination with the unknown. So, witches as we know them might not be real, but their stories and the fear they instilled were very much a reality. As we delve deeper into the world of witches in our next scenes, remember, a witch is not just a character from a spooky Halloween story, but a symbol of power, rebellion, and the unexplained mysteries of our world. From the Wicked Witch of the West to the enchanting Hermione Granger, witches have certainly cast a spell on pop culture, haven't they? In our collective consciousness, witches have evolved from the malevolent, cackling crones of old fairy tales to powerful, complex figures embodying independence and wisdom. In literature, the depiction of witches has seen a dramatic transformation. The witches of Shakespeare's Macbeth, for instance, were ominous harbingers of doom. Fast forward a few centuries and we have J.K. Rowling's Hermione Granger, a young, talented witch who uses her magical abilities to fight evil. The silver screen has been no less bewitched. The Wizard of Oz gave us the iconic Wicked Witch of the West, while the 90s saw a shift towards a more nuanced representation. The Halliwell sisters of Charmed and Willow Rosenberg from Buffy the Vampire Slayer were not just powerful witches, but also complex characters dealing with everyday life. On the smaller screen too, witches made their mark. The Harry Potter series introduced an entire generation to a world where witches were not just real, but they could be heroes too. Witches, it seems, have transitioned from villains to heroes, from the feared to the admired. They have become symbols of female empowerment, challenging societal norms and embracing their unique identities. Our fascination with witches, it seems, is not just historical, but also deeply embedded in our modern culture. Now, what if I told you there are people who identify as witches in today's world? Indeed, the term witch isn't just confined to the annals of history or the pages of fantasy novels. In our modern world, there are individuals who adopt the mantle of witchcraft, though it might not be in the way you're thinking. These aren't the broomstick-riding, spell-casting characters of lore. No, these are practitioners of modern witchcraft, often referred to as Wicca. Wicca is a contemporary pagan witchcraft religion. It was developed in England during the first half of the 20th century and introduced to the public in 1954 by Gerald Gardner, a retired British civil servant. Wiccans often worship a goddess and a god, view the world as imbued with divine spirit, and believe in magic. Their practices and beliefs are far from the black magic stereotype that many associate with witchcraft. Wiccans hold a deep reverence for nature, often celebrating the changing of the seasons and lunar cycles. They seek a harmonious relationship with the world around them, using their practices to foster a deeper connection to the environment and their own spirituality. And while they may use tools like crystals, tarot cards, and herbs in their rituals, this is not done with the intent of causing harm or chaos. Instead, it's about focusing energy, manifesting intentions, and facilitating personal growth and healing. In the end, perhaps witches are not the malevolent creatures of old tales, but individuals seeking a deeper connection with the world around them. So, witches, real or not, evil or misunderstood, historical or contemporary, have always fascinated us. We've journeyed through their enigmatic history, bearing witness to their persecution. We've explored their portrayal in pop culture, from chilling villains to quirky heroines. And we've met the modern witches, who blend ancient practices with contemporary life. Whether you believe in witches or not, their stories continue to captivate us, reminding us of the power of belief, fear, and the enduring allure of the unknown.